I know you probably want to rave about it, and I'm like many of you, I tried some of the competitors and I was just so disappointed. Stephanie, I always say this, I defy, if you look at this plate of food, tell me that doesn't look like it was fried in oil. Meaning it's brown and golden and crispy. So it's not like you're missing out on anything.
Exactly.
Seriously.
You know what you're missing out on?
Yeah.
80% of the fat and calories gone because I've air fried instead of submerging in oil. I'm assuming you don't miss the fat and calories. Who's looking for those? What you miss is crunch. The crunch is there. When you air fry, you keep the crunch, you keep the golden brown, you keep everything you crave about fried food, but you're missing the fat, the calories, and the oil. Honestly, taste-wise, when I crunch into a chicken strip that is air fried, I taste chicken.
You're right.
I taste good quality breading. I don't taste oil. Who wants to taste oil?
Isn't that true?
I want to taste the food. It is crunchy on the outside, but it is moist and juicy on the inside. It is,
and fluffy, and here's the thing, you will never, ever, ever miss the fat. I say this just like Stephanie. I actually can eat fried food again, because at a certain age, sometimes fried food does not necessarily agree with this, and who wants the thousands of extra calories you're adding on?
Exactly.
Do you know this is my favorite thing to do in the air fryer?
This is my weeknight dinner save. Okay, so what we do with chicken fajitas is, first of all, let's think about chicken fajitas or steak fajitas if you do them at a restaurant or if you do them yourself at home. How do we get that crispy, crunchy, you know, the brown ones, you want to pick out the caramelized ones? Oil, 6 to 8 tablespoons of oil. I'm doing it at home. I'm having to stand there and saute. It's spraying all over. Let's skip that. I put my veggies on the bottom, my onions and my peppers, little bit of a seasoning rub, flank steak, skirt steak on top. Natural fats and juices. Let the natural fats and juices release onto the vegetables. Why would I add oil?
Why?
The steak already has fat and juice. Let's not add any more. I'm gonna put 10 minutes on the timer. Remember, when it's done, listen to this. Gives me an audible, and more importantly, it shuts off. So that if I'm busy walking the dog, having a glass of wine, actually sitting down for a second and checking the mail, I can do that because it shuts off. This whole concept of not having to babysit my cooking, you had me right there. Then you take out the fat and calories, and I could not be happier.
Absolutely. You know what's interesting? We're running this, and it's warm, but it's not like having hot oil.
You can hug it.
You can hug it.
You can hug it.
And so that's just it. No rancid oil, no oil allergies, and by that I mean if you do have allergies and somebody fried fish one day at the restaurant and then French fries in the oil the next, because they don't change that oil all the time.
Absolutely.
Because oil's expensive.
Okay, so here's oil. What part of this do you want in your food? It costs money to buy. It's scary to cook with, right? Because now I can lean on this, but I would not let my family anywhere near the kitchen when I'm operating a real fryer. I have to dispose of it. As Shannon mentioned, it retains the taste of what was cooked beforehand, and that's just creepy. When you decide to make air frying the way you cook your food, you are literally making the choice between this or this. 1 tablespoon or less of oil. I mean, look at this. This is all I need. Everything we've done so far, I'm actually at 0 oil, not even using this. When I do some veggies, when I do some things that I just want a little crisp, maybe a little more texture, 1 tablespoon.
That's what I do too.
This or this. I mean, it's so
crazy.
easy.
Please take a moment to say hi, especially if you're on the phones to get it. We have the last 1,000. The white will go first, then it's the purple, and black and red kind of tied neck and neck. So join us. You will never, ever, ever miss that oil. In fact, do what I did. I actually bought this to kind of, forgive me for saying this, but almost prove Stephanie wrong, because I'm like, there's no way that this is going to taste as good as real fried food. I prefer it. And the next demonstration that Stephanie is going to do is actually the reason that I bought it, and you know
I do know. And you know what? It wasn't these, but I bet you wish it was.
I know, exactly.
So this is my favorite demo, and I have to tell you why. It's not just because I'm a cheese addict, which I am, but think about cheese. If cheese is not heated evenly, what happens, right? It gets clumpy on one side, it gets runny and liquidy on the other. This is even heating. I'm going to do it again because it's amazing how well it works. If you do not have TurboStar, even circulating heat, every possible surface inch of this mozzarella cheese bite is touched with the same amount of heating. Look at the difference. No TurboStar. It spins in a circle. No TurboStar equals heating in your oven equals a pan pancaked cheese bite. That's the difference. With TurboStar, the heat goes up and around and gets every inch of it, so the cheese is perfectly even. The crispy edges of your wings are perfectly even. Literally, if you don't have that, you have a pancake flat food.
You do. By the way, now here's our little animation. So remember, not all air fryers are created alike. They're just not. So if you've had those situations where we love our frozen food section, because you can literally get your favorite restaurants, French fries, etc. But the problem is some of them are frozen, some of them are cooked, some of them are not cooked. Never, ever, 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 ever happens with the Philips air fryer. It is genius technology. You know very well we hedge at fried food, but for me, grilled cheese, I almost dare you, look up a recipe on grilled cheese and how to do it historically on a stovetop. I can promise you there's a minimum 300 to 400 calories worth of oil in that recipe.
Oh, and butter.
And butter.
It's all the butter.
Because they say, oh, use vegetable oil, use butter. Some of them want you to use
mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Oh, that's the one that really does me. And really, we're going to spread mayonnaise on our grilled cheese sandwich. I have lightly brushed this in olive oil. Honestly, you can mist it. Hey, you can get creative. We've heard from our viewers they like to use a little flavored oil. Bottom line is teeny tiny bit of oil just because it makes the bread a little crispy. Again, while we're looking overhead, I want you to see this. There is TurboStar. This is the Philips difference. You pick out any one of those cheaper air fryers, the pan does not look like this.
No.
This is how the pan is different. This is patented, this is Philips. That is what makes the air circulate. So now we're gonna put the wire mesh basket with that yummy grilled cheese sandwich right in there, teensy bit of oil, and we are good to go. No butter, no babysitting. Have you noticed that's my big thing? I wanna walk away.
It's true.
5 minutes on the timer, we are good to go. We don't have to flip it. Cheap air fryer, you're flipping.
It's true.
Capacity, dozens of wings, easily 2 dozen wings in one of these air fryers. Not a half dozen. Pay attention to the details when you do your shopping.
You do
really get what you pay for.
I have to stress, if you want that white almost gone, then it's gonna be our purple, our red, and then the black. It is less than $30. That's actually the lowest flex pay I've ever personally had on the air when we've had the Philips air fryer on here at HSN. It is a mother's best friend. The kids want the French fries, they want the fried food, but here's what's so fun. Even if you're trying to eat healthy, as an example, I do love fish. However, I don't like the amount of oil or babysitting that I have to do with this.
Or how it dries out.
Or how it dries out.
Yes.
This is a dieter's best friend. I'm telling you, I know our first thought is, oh, the blooming or blossoming, you know, flour, onion thing.
Right, fried.
But trust me when I tell you, you'll love it just as much for cauliflower and fish or just naked wings or chicken breasts as you will. Honestly, the best steak that I ever make is in my Philips air fryer.
Well,
I'm serious.
And for me, it is the fact that I can put dinner for a family of 4 easily on the table in minimal minutes and effort. Salmon, roasted cauliflower. Okay, first of all, I've never been a big cauliflower fan. I love my mom, but it was always slimy when she cooked it because that whole steam thing didn't work for me. When you roast it, it gets that crispy outer edge. It gets that brownness. Do you know how long that takes in an oven? Close to 30, 45 minutes at 500 degrees.
At 500 degrees. And not only that, you have to keep flipping them. You put a lot of oil and salt over the top of them.
Tablespoon or less of oil. 20 minutes, throw some salmon on top. Look at that. Salmon, moist, juicy on the inside, but yet just a little crust on the outside.
And no oil.
Dinner done.
Yes. And you
put it in, walk away.
That's the other thing that I love about this. We're all crunched for time, let's be honest, but I'll load the food in, I'll turn the little dial, I'll take my shower, I'll get my makeup on, walk the dog. It shuts itself off. Now, if you want the buy of the night, now remember you can buy these individually, but I personally recommend the bundle just because believe me, you will use these, especially that double-decker rack. So last call there, please call with your testimonials. Dinner was never easier than this. You don't have to worry about, you're gonna laugh, because I live alone now, so I take a picture of the stove to make sure it's off. You know, just because you know how you have those, you know, crazy.
That's really smart.
I do though, because it used to, I'd be on the air, I'm like, it
would haunt you.
It would haunt me. Whenever I use my Philips, see, I heard the sound, dinner's ready. I never obsess about it. It's great if you have kids.
Shut off.
It shuts itself off. From potato skins to taco night. Look at that, fish tacos in a flash, man.
Okay, so I have a funny fish taco thought. Okay. So if you were to put fish sticks on the table for dinner, okay, we all do, a little bit of guilt, right? You're like, okay, all I did was open a box and throw it in the oven, and they're really not all that good. Right, sorry, Friday, Mom is done. But look, in 5-10 minutes, I can air fry my fish tacos. The crispy crunchy is amazing. So in that 10 minutes, you get a little bit of soft shell, put a little bit of avocado, put a little bit of sauce, maybe some coleslaw mix from John's Amazing Mandolin. This is no effort whatsoever. You have elevated dinner to a whole amazing level. And suddenly everyone's like, Mom, that's amazing. You made fish tacos. And you're like, 5 minutes effort. Don't tell anyone.
But you know what's so crazy? All right, so from those amazing, crazy mozzarella bites that I can't stop eating, those came from a bag. And I don't even say that to be disrespectful, but you know very well, we love the convenience of buying food from our frozen food section, but it looks like you bought it from the frozen food section. It does. You know, none of this does. So yes, you can use fresh chicken breasts. You can use fresh chicken wings. You can use the frozen potato skins from your favorite restaurant in your frozen food section. Now, what is that?
Okay, so this is another one of my favorite quick dinner dones. These are chicken breasts, and these come from my butcher, and I'm sure yours has them too. They come pre-stuffed. I didn't do any work. I'm gonna I'll lay it right out there. This is lazy mom schedule. It's Friday night. I'm working all week. So they come pre-stuffed and they come pre-breaded. So you can bake them in the oven and then they turn out like a pancake, right? They're flat on one side.
That's actually why I don't buy them. No,
exactly. So air fry them. Think about this. Circulating hot air. Every edge is as crispy as the other. We laid them on a bed of shallots and fingerling. Okay, so now I'm having a gourmet meal, right? Because I've got shallots and fingerling potatoes. Again, effort, 5 minutes max. When I slice into them, look at the juiciness of the chicken. They're stuffed with the cheese and the Florentine and the spinach, and I feel like I have put out tons of effort. My family is thrilled because it's a beautiful meal. The vegetable, the protein, the flavors of the potatoes and the shallots.
How long did that take? Like 10, 12 minutes? Give or take?
20. That's a 20.
That's a 20.
You put because of the raw potatoes, and this is a thick breast. But again, 20 minutes.
Come on.
Cook time. During those 20 minutes, I took a shower. I put away some laundry. I sat down and said hello to my family, which is not something I usually do when I'm cooking dinner. I'm crabby.
But you know what, Stephanie, case in point, because I've timed it out, it takes roughly 20 minutes for my oven to preheat to certain temperatures. It really does. And you know, that's my oven. Maybe your oven's faster, but legitimately it takes about 20 minutes for my oven to really come to temperature. So in the time that my oven would have came to temperature to bake that and dried it out, by the way, dinner's on the table. And I don't know if you heard or not, but dinner's done on the farther end.
We got lots of digging. And here's my thing about the oven. Why would you heat up that whole oven for a couple of chicken breasts? You know, I mean, those are huge breasts. I'm gonna feed a family of 4, but I don't need to heat up that whole big box for that. Okay, so meatballs. Here's another one of my cheats.
Meatballs.
So now everybody knows I put no time into dinner, but I do think I cook pretty well, even though my effort is low. So again, you can buy these ready-made at the butcher. They are amazing. You can also buy them frozen, and they are still good, but I gotta tell you, the fresh ones, well worth it.
For sure.
The reason I never used to buy the fresh ones, I don't want to fry them up. I don't want the oil, and they're messy. I don't want that oil all over my stove. Way too much work. So air fry them. Look at that crispy outside.
It's beautiful.
So I have learned from all you good Italian chefs, the only way to serve a meatball is fried. But air fried, you will never know the difference. You are not going to need to submerge them in that oil. And oh, by the way, I use that double-decker rack. Look, I'm still pulling meatballs. We may be here for a week.
That is crazy.
2 dozen meatballs come right out of the air fryer. The capacity is amazing. And here comes the best part.
Here's the magic.
Not only did I not submerge them in oil, look what cooked off my meatballs. And I can do this with the chicken wings as well.
Stephanie, goodness gracious.
If you do this on the stovetop,
holy cow.
Same with burgers, same with chicken wings, this reabsorbs into your food. Of course, you're in a saucepan or in a fry pan.
I know.
If you do it in the air fryer, remember, wire mesh basket drains off.
Oil.
So I'm cooking off the fat.
You could. I wish Alexa were here. I could go, Alexa, how many calories in a quarter cup of oil?
And Alexa would be mortified.
And Alexa would be like, you don't want to know.
Exactly. So we talk about the calories and fat you're saving by not using oil. Think about the calories and fat you're saving by also being able to drain your food.
Look at how crispy.
And you know what? Then you grab the frozen food, and it happens. I've got teenage boys. They just need a quick snack. They just want to eat. But here's the thing.
Those look good.
A pizza pocket submerged in oil is just an excuse to carry fat and oil. A pizza pocket air fried is crispy, crunchy,
fluffy little pillows.
Cheesy and fluffy. You bake them in the oven, they are flat as a pancake.
They are.
You put them in a cheap air fryer, they're flat as a pancake.
Good point. John in New York loves his. Hey, John, it's Stephanie and Shannon. Welcome to HSN.
Hi. Well, again, I should say, because I spoke to you last year when I purchased my first Philips Airfryer.
Oh, good.
And I purchased it in the red, and I got all of the accessories with it, and I bought a second one. But I just want to tell you that it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. I prepare all of my proteins, salmon, chicken, beef, everything. In fact, I just prepared asparagus.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little peppery, but I went a little overboard on the pepper, but they came out absolutely fantastic.
I love to hear it. John, now I think this about mine. Would you say it's actually better when you get it at home than we even say on the air?
Well, I'll tell you, I would say it really just outperforms.
It does what we say it does.
It really does.
Fantastic.
And I have to say that I had another brand of air fryers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even compare to the Philips air fryer.
So true.
Not at all.
Yep. John, we could. Or go ahead, John. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's a fantastic product, and people should really purchase it, even though maybe a little bit extra money, but the performance is just outstanding.
So
really
well worth it. John, you said it all. Thank you for sharing your story, and have a great weekend out there in New York, okay?
Thank you for having me again.
Thank you, John. All right, if you didn't hear that crunch, okay, dinner's ready on the other side.
The dings are everywhere.
Right, but the crunchy crust that we can usually only get on grilled cheese with thousands of calories of butter or oil.
And honestly, I've never gotten a good crunch
I gotta be honest, I haven't either.
I just kind of get butter flavor. So here's the deal, and I apologize for playing with my food.
You know I have to have it. Okay.
Yes, you grab some of that. I've been pulling the cheese everywhere.
I can't turn this down.
The even heating creates the perfect cheese melt. That is all I can say over and over about the fact that this heat is circulating perfectly around. But here's the other thing. Look at this. Do you see how this grilled cheese is crisping and crunching like a piece of toast?
Yeah.
That is because the air does the crisping.
So crazy.
This is a tiny little bit of olive oil. I don't need butter.
Right.
I don't need any of those fats to get crispy. All I need is hot air. But, and here's the big but, you need hot air that circulates correctly. And that is the difference with TurboStar versus the others. If you don't have the Philips TurboStar, you have hot air that spins in a circle.
You do, and I love that John in New York said just that. He's like, I have a less expensive air fryer. He's like, it's like night and day. You can't even compare that. So, well, yes, I guess if all you're doing is comparing price, it might seem like more of an investment, but trust me, if the other ones aren't performing or doing what you want them to do, then you've wasted your money.
And you aren't going to use it.
And you aren't going to use it. So you know very well, we love the taste of fried food, whether you like to admit it or not. And yes, initially you're probably thinking, all right, I'm eating French fries and chicken nuggets and the whole 9 yards. But trust me when I tell you, it does the best job on healthy food as well. From fish to roasted cauliflower. I love that John did asparagus. I'm telling you, make a steak or fajitas in this.
I agree.
They'll have you at hello.
And at first I thought it was crazy. Like, really, we're going to put good steak in here? I put everything from skirt steak to fillets in here. Because look at the product. And you know why? Because nothing else has perfect heat circulation.
True.
The air fryer makes every inch of my steak perfect.
Now, do you do 12 minutes on your steak fajitas?
You know what? This one I did about 10. It depends on the thickness of the skirt steak. Right about 10.
Right.
I'm a medium rare girl, so I like a little juice. You take one off the end. But you see how I've got the golden brown color on top? Just a little bit of crispy, just a little bit of sear. The juices have caramelized those onions. Oh my goodness, I could eat those right down. But I've got the juiciness I want of the steak. Here's the final thing I've got to show you.
Good, because I'm gonna have another bite.
Okay, yep, you eat, I'll show. Fried chicken, not a drop of oil. Look at this golden brown color.
So good.
Not one drop of oil. That is a chicken breast that we're all trying to eat so much more of, but wouldn't you love it if they were crispy and crunchy and fried chicken salad, put it on a bed of arugula, a little bit of Parmesan, however you want to eat it. I am eating this without oil.
My mouth is watering.
It's
I'm
amazing.
serious. It's so good. I hope you try it. Stephanie, you're the best.
Good to be here.
Thank you. Last airing.